Welcome to Week 5 of Kappas Coaches Corner. This week, the Louisville Leopards and Coach Kappas come off a big win against Marlington 45-7, and they're 4-0 at this point in the season, heading into Week 5 matchup with North Canton Hoover. But before we get to last week's game and go through all the plays and go through what we're going to see against North Canton, let's talk a little bit about where the program's at. Coach, how did our teams do? We are 8th grade through JV do last week.
We had a good week. Our 8th grade team got their first win up at Alliance.
Nice.
Pick 6 in the last minute. It was a tie game, and Alliance was trying to drive down, and we got a big pick 6 to go down and score. So that was good to get them on the W column there, and
especially exciting. Like there's so few times that you just win with defense. The defense wins the last play. Those are special moments.
Oh, absolutely. As a defensive guy, I can really appreciate those. So that was a good win for Coach Adkins and his staff. We did not have a freshman game this week. Marlington did not have they canceled the freshman game, and then they also canceled the JV game. They had a bunch of illness going through their program. So we picked up Warren Harding for a JV game, which was a great test for our guys. And again, came down to the last minute. They were winning by a few points, and our offense marched down the field and scored a touchdown. We failed the 2-point conversion, and then but they had to go down and score a touchdown at the end, and we were able to make a stop and hold them off. So it was a good win for our young guys with the JV. Just a really skilled team we didn't really know anything about in terms of what they were going to do. So we kind of went into it blind, and our kids really played well.
And they're about to be a league opponent, right?
Yeah. In 2 years they'll be in the All-American Conference with us, and they certainly had some good-looking guys, and that'll be a good matchup.
You get some experience with those guys. All right. So going in this week, we have some games coming up this week.
Yes. Yeah. So we have a freshman game against Hoover on Thursday, JV game Thursday or Saturday at Hoover. Okay. So I'm excited about this whole weekend with the North Canton group over there, and obviously looking forward to Friday night.
Absolutely, it's going to be a fantastic night. We're going to get to that in a little bit. Let's kind of go back through Marlington game and show the people what we saw there. For me again. It's Louisville. It's Louisville's identity right now. It's playing great special teams, playing great defense, taking away the football, and making opportunistic plays on offense.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, our offense being taking care of the football, which was huge, getting some big stops. But special teams has been the difference maker in all of our games, and as you can see, the opening kickoff here, we take that back to the house. Owen DiMarzio showing his speed. We got some great timely blocks. That's exactly how you draw it up. Where,
absolutely.
A guy that hole just opened up at the perfect time, and there's no better way to start a game, than with a kickoff return for a touchdown. So. It was a great way to start. Again, we had some big plays across the board on special teams. We had a huge punt that went outside the 5-yard line. We had a couple big kickoff return or punt returns. This kickoff return, we had another one that came out past the 40-yard line. So just we kind of met every single one of our goals on special teams, and then we blocked a punt for a touchdown.
Yeah.
So we'll see that clip here.
Yes, we were going to see that. It's just so exciting to see. You guys have done such a great job of taking advantage of that third part of the football game that often teams, maybe don't spend enough time on, or, have to cut short here or there, but you guys have found a way to make that a lethal weapon in every game so far.
Yeah, that's, we have very talented, fast players, so we like to put our best players on special teams and try to change the game. We're a talented team, but coming to the meat of the schedule, everybody's pretty much just as talented as we are. And we feel like that's a way that we could gain an advantage in the games by the focus we put on special teams, by the preparation we put in of developing different things that we can mix up that one little play can change the game, and special teams is a third of the game.
Absolutely. I know that, we were both out. Again, we talked about players sometimes their fastest pathway to get on the football field on offense or defense is to make an impact on special teams. And I would imagine your kids have got to be excited about opportunities to get on special teams.
Yeah, there's a lot of young players on special teams. But I've never coached a great player that wasn't first grade on special teams as a young player, kind of breaking their way in, and that's our message to our guys. And sometimes as the game unfolds, some of those guys that are running the ball a lot, like Wilson and Marzio and those guys, sometimes those guys need a break on special teams if we go on a long drive or something like that. So they get some more guys some opportunities. They're ready to go. They're getting those reps in practice. And it's just the importance of it shows, and we make a big deal about it too.
Yeah, you can tell. So from there, a kickoff return for a touchdown at the beginning of the game is just, it's just a knife to the gut, in terms of where you're at in a game. And then you come out here defensively. Next play, we're going to show Trevor Burek, Big Trev, with a nice tackle.
Yeah, our guys played really well up front. They had the really good receiver that we were trying to put two guys on pretty much every single play. So we were short in the box, but we kind of instructed our guys not, don't run up the field very much, really hold the line of scrimmage, get a little bit of knockback. But we are up front. Those guys played so well. They're so underrated on the D line, especially between Jacob Beard, Aiden Norris, and Trevor Burke's really starting to flash on the D-line a ton, just using his quickness, his athleticism, his hands, making plays that big guys his size usually don't.
Yeah, and it looked like you guys rotated a lot of guys.
Oh, yeah. We got a lot of guys in there. Roy Newell, Sean Klein, Xander McCroby, Ethan Kelly, those guys were in there getting some good reps and spelling those guys on the D-line and did a great job. Stopping the run. They gained quite a few yards in the run in the last series when we had our young guys in there. But until that point, I don't think they had many rushing yards coming into that. We still held them under 100 yards, which is
that's great.
Cool, yeah.
And then we go again, special teams, another fantastic punt here by Stove.
Yep. Just just like you draw it up, we try to get that ball onto the ground and let it roll. He did a great job kind of recognizing the pressure and getting the punt off a little bit earlier, but good blocking here. And, it's just exactly, he's been doing this for a couple years now, just getting those good rolls, and he's really started to punt it really well.
Mm-hmm. They follow this up with another interception. So defensive takeaway coming up here.
Let's see which one. Okay, this is Colton Norris. We got a little confused on this one in terms of a rotation, but Colton does a great job staying over top of this right here, going up, tipping it, and what a concentration to stay with that ball and be able to track that over top of his head, make a diving interception right there, and that's why he's a captain, senior captain. One of the most improved guys, had a great offseason last year, and he's made big plays like that defensively all year.
And Marlington had a very good passing game, too.
They did.
They could really lift that ball up there, and had some guys who could go up and get it.
Yeah, like I said, we try to take away their top receiver, which he had 2 catches for 1 yard total, coming off a 5 touchdown game the week before. So that was our goal. We knew we'd be kind of on some islands on the other side, but our guys really held up. But that freshman quarterback, he's a good player. He could really throw it, and he's gonna be a good player in the future.
So now to our quarterback, and we have a touchdown pass here on a bubble play.
Yeah, so just taking advantage of the numbers that we had out there, throwing the bubble out to Luke. Let's see, he's coming down late. Great job by Luke staying square right here and being able to make that first guy miss and then use his speed to hit that hole and find the end zone. Good blocking out there from the outside receiver. I forget who was in on that play, but
very good blocking, and man, he just found the lane and went.
Yep.
It was like that train is moving down the field, and then we're coming up again with another touchdown pass in the next play.
Yeah, this one is to Quinn. So we had a little double move called right here. This is a great job by Gabe staying in the pocket. You'll see him take a big hit. Ball's a little bit underthrown, but this is the strength of Quinn is his ball skills, his ability to come back to the football, go up and attack it. And then, he just wasn't going to be denied once he found that ball, finding the end zone there.
And we're in that middle 8 again, right before half, and you score here. And then, again, like some of the things that I find impressive, maybe not everybody finds impressive, but I love the next drive where you get a field goal within this 2 minutes that's left, and you find your way to get a field goal and get points before the half again.
Yeah, we get a big stop, and obviously you want to score a touchdown, but Gabe did a great job scrambling and getting out of bounds with 2 seconds left. Just shows his situational awareness in that situation, and Parker's been just tremendous all year. No matter either half, he's been great, and we have a lot of confidence in him. And great operation, great hold, great snap, great hold, great kick.
Putting 10 points on with 2 minutes to go in the half is something that sends the other team in the locker room with a message that we're not stopping. And that was impressive. And then we come back out, and we're going to look at a nice big run by Stove.
Yeah, we made, we felt like we weren't moving the ball as effectively as we wanted to in the first half. So a couple adjustments that we made, trying to run the quarterback a little bit more, just to get the ground game going, and great cutback, great vision here from him, and he's so shifty. It's hard to tackle him in the open field. He's always falling forward when he has that ball.
Absolutely, and then we have this one that doesn't result in a touchdown, but it's a really nice red zone run by DiMarzio.
Yeah, this one, you see some other camera angles. It looks like he's in the end zone on this one, but great. Again, his speed shows up. Getting over there to the left side and being able to tightrope walk the sideline, and his inside leg kicked that pylon over, and he had the ball in that hand. But we didn't get many calls in that game at all. But we were able to punch it in on the next play, and but a good block and good run there.
So our next play, and a little secret out, Coach Kappas' favorite sound is a block punt.
That's right.
So this, I would imagine, would have been one of your favorite plays here.
Yeah, we actually we kind of got some guys on the field late right here because we had been subbing some guys on defense, so some of the starters had to come back out for this. So we actually only had 10 guys on the field on that, but great job by Luke being ready, getting out there, getting a great takeoff, and I think they kind of jammed up their blocking assignment on that, but his technique on that, right, taking the ball right off the punter's foot, that's something we practice a couple times a week with a volleyball, just trying to get punts blocked. I mean, it's hard to teach that, or you can't just go out there and do that. That's something you have to practice.
Oh, for sure.
Because guys want to jump, they want to put their hands up all over the place, but getting his hands out, getting that, and then the his experience shows. Like anytime you block a punt and the ball's behind the line of scrimmage, there's no reason to fall on the ball, right? We want to try to scoop the ball up. If he kind of batted it to himself and picked it up and stayed on his feet, and that's a pretty cool picture to see. We had 7 guys escorting him into the end zone.
Yeah.
Just again shows you the pride and the fun our kids are having.
And he comes from a family, we mentioned it before in the show, he comes from a family that knows how to block kicks and punts.
Yeah, he's done it quite a few times. That's his second block punt of the year there, and just he's a big play in a big moment kind of guy.
Now we're coming back with defense, and we have an interception here.
Yeah, this is Gabe Regenball, senior corner up top. One of the few instances we did not double cover their top guy, but great positioning. He fits right into the receiver. It's a jump ball, and he's a tall guy. He's 6'1", 6'2". Goes up, high points the football, and that's a great play for a guy that he's not a starter, but he plays a lot, and he's only been getting better.
All right, and then another bubble coming up here with another big game.
Yeah, I mean it's teams try to stack the box for the run. This is more of an empty look right here, but we had some leverage and numbers out here to the field. Great accurate throw. We got some of the backups in here. It's Cody Zaylor throwing the ball. Ryan Rush, who can really run. He's been really coming on the last couple of weeks. Junior has a lot of speed, has great ball skills. So we're hoping he can really step up and continue to be a part of the offense coming up. That's a great job by our young guys who went in there and executed our base plays.
And they're in a situation where they're in a run clock because you're ahead, and so they had limited amount of time to get in the end zone. They found a way to get in here real soon here with Neff.
They did, yeah. And this was super happy for Lucas Neff, sophomore running back, linebacker, finding his way. We took a couple shots at this same play. I think it's third play in a row we ran this, but able to find his way into the end zone. And just a kid that works super hard, runs a lot of little team stuff for us throughout the week. Starts JV, plays really well in those games, and and it's just so nice to reward those kind of guys in these moments where we're ahead and we're able to get those young guys in on those. So
yeah, for sure, especially when they don't have a JV game. Well, they ended up getting one, but at that one point they didn't think they were going to have one. And Coach, just looking back at the game and over the last 4 weeks, we've really seen the identity of this version of the Louisville Leopards. And it's a takeaway team. It's a special teams team. It's a grind it out on the ground or throw it team. It's an exciting team to watch. The players, you can tell they're having a lot of fun. Now the excitement of being 4-0 and walking into the stadium Friday night against another 4-0 team in the second longest rivalry in Stark County, North Canton Hoover Vikings and the Louisville Leopards are two names that have been battling for a long time. And this year, one of those teams is going to walk out 5-0. Exciting night. Coach, tell us a little bit about the week in prep and the excitement coming into this game.
Our guys are fired up, and as soon as that game ended, our guys flipped that switch, and it's Hoover week right now, and just the energy at practice, the excitement that our guys have been waiting for this game, since the preseason, and we spend some time preparing for some of the stuff that they do in the off season and whatnot, just as knowing that this is going to be a big game and a rivalry game. But throw the records out the window. I know we're both 4-0, but it doesn't matter if one of us was 0-4. This is always a war, and it's exciting to have a team that's in the position that we're at, to go and play a team that's has been really good over the last couple of years, has gotten the better of us the last couple of years. But our guys understand this rivalry, and they understand that we're going to get everything that they have, and that if we want to win the game, we have to play our best game and give them everything that we have. And our guys are dialed in, and that's what we'll talk about. That's how you respect your opponent, right? By how hard you prepare and how much film you watch, and the way you go out and you play with class and you play full speed, full effort. So it's going to be an exciting night, great atmosphere. I think tickets are limited right now for that. It's probably going to be 4 deep standing on the fences. So it's going to be a fun night.
There's an aerial shot of might have been 2007, somewhere around then, where it was grass field. It's 4 deep around the field, and the stadium is full on both sides, and it's orange and black, and it's blue and white. And that's the atmosphere I think these kids are going to be excited to see. Come Friday night, this will be one of the larger games that they've had an experience to play in. But you said it best when you said the 4-0 and the 4-0 is fun for newspaper reporters and fans, but really what it comes down to is a war between two teams on the field. That's what it really comes down to, and it's exciting that your kids are dialed in for that game and appreciate the rivalry. I think Coach Baum, I had a chance to talk to him earlier this week, and his compliment was, this is like another one of our Federal League games, and it's an in-county game, and it's an opponent that has a lot of tradition in 2 programs. It's going to be exciting to watch. It's going to be a great night to be in Louisville.
It is, and they're playing really good football right now, just like we are, and they present a lot of problems, but it's a fun challenge to go out there and new game plans every week. That's what I love to do is really try to put our kids in the best position to be successful based off what the other teams are doing, and our coaching staff is just doing such a great job with doing that. And I think our kids, we have the kind of kids that are seniors right now that they rise up for these type of games and these type of moments. So it's going to be fun.
Fantastic, Coach. Well, I appreciate you joining us tonight. Best of luck this week. I'm excited to watch it. Looking forward to smelling the fires burning all around town as you walk to the stadium, and just perfect small town American football in a packed stadium on a Friday night. I thank you for joining us tonight on Kappas Coaches Corner on YSN Live. Have a great week. Go Leopards.
YSN thanks you for watching this presentation of Your Sports Network. For stories, stats, and more, go to ysnlive.com.